Are you a fan of greasy, sugary, and processed foods? What if I told you those delicious treats might be messing with your liver? They're silently contributing to a serious health condition called non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, where fat builds up, leading to inflammation and even liver failure. Don't worry, this isn't a lecture, it's a rescue mission. In this video, we will expose the surprising food culprits behind fatty liver disease and show you how to keep your liver happy. So let's get started. And hey, let's build a support group in the comments. Share your favorite healthy recipes and tips to fight fatty liver disease. Number 1. White bread and pastries. White bread and pastries are usually made from refined grains, which means they have been stripped of their fiber and other nutrients during processing. When you eat these kinds of carbs, your body quickly converts them into glucose, a type of sugar. Now here's where it gets interesting. When you eat more glucose than your body needs right away, your liver steps in to store the extra glycogen for later use. However, your liver can only store a certain amount of glycogen. So if you keep overloading it with glucose, like when you munch on lots of white bread and pastries, your liver starts to convert the excess glucose into fat. This process is called de novo lipogenesis, where your liver basically turns sugar into fat. Over time, if you keep eating too much of these refined carbs, your liver can start accumulating fat, leading to a condition called non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, NAFLD. So it's a good idea to balance your carb intake with healthier options, like whole grains, fruits, and veggies, to keep your liver happy and healthy. Number 2. Processed meats. Processed meats like hot dogs, bacon, and sausage might taste delicious, but they're not doing any favors for your liver. When meat undergoes processing, it's often filled with additives like salt, preservatives, and other funky stuff. Plus, during processing, these meats can also end up with higher levels of saturated fats, which are not the best for your liver. Another big issue with processed meats is that they can contribute to something called insulin resistance. That's the hormone that regulates your blood sugar levels. When you eat too much processed meat, your body's sensitivity to insulin gets disturbed. This disruption makes it challenging to regulate sugar levels, eventually leading to fat buildup in your liver. So if you want to give your liver a break and keep it happy, it's best to cut back on those processed meats. Instead, opt for leaner cuts of meat, like chicken or turkey, and try to cook them up yourself without all those extra additives. Number 3. Commercial salad dressings. You know those fancy salad dressings you find at the grocery store, the ones with all the catchy labels and flavors? Well, they might not be as innocent as they seem when it comes to your liver's health. Many of these dressings contain unhealthy fats, like soybean or corn oil. Now, your liver deals with fats by breaking them down and either using them for energy or storing them for later. But when you consume too many of these unhealthy fats, your liver can get overwhelmed. It starts storing more fat than it can handle, which can lead to fatty liver disease over time. But that's not all. These dressings are also packed with added sugars and high fructose corn syrup, which further leads to, you guessed it, more fat accumulating in your liver. So what's the solution? Well, you don't have to give up salad altogether. Instead, try making your own dressings using healthier oils like olive oil, and skip the added sugars. You can get creative with herbs, spices, and vinegar to add flavor without the unhealthy stuff. Number 4. Sugary drinks. When you drink sugary sodas or fruit juices, you're basically flooding your body with a ton of sugar. Now, sugar in moderation is cool because your body can handle it. But when you chug down more sugar than you need, which happens a lot with these drinks, your liver's like, whoa, what do I do with all this extra sugar? And guess what? It transforms all the sugar into fat with a process called lipogenesis. And where did that fat end up? Yep, you got it, in your liver. It's not just the sugar in these drinks that's concerning. They often contain high fructose corn syrup, which is like sugar's evil twin. So what's the plan? Well, ditch those sugary drinks like yesterday's news. Swap them with water, herbal teas, or maybe some sparkling water with a splash of real fruit juice for flavor. Number 5. High-fat dairy products. When you indulge in creamy, fatty dairy items like cheese, whole milk, or butter, you're giving your liver more than it can handle. These high-fat dairy treats are packed with, well, fat. And while fat is not necessarily the bad guy, too much of it can overwhelm your liver. It's like your liver turns into a storage unit for all the extra fat from those creamy treats. And over time, if you keep bombarding your liver with high-fat dairy, it can lead to non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, NAFLD. There is even a study published in the Journal of Frontiers in Nutrition showing consumption of high-fat dairy products is associated with an increased risk of NAFLD. So it might be time to rethink your dairy choices. Go for low-fat or fat-free dairy options like skim milk, low-fat yogurt, or reduced-fat cheese. These still give you the dairy goodness you crave without overloading your liver with fat. And hey, don't forget to balance your dairy intake with plenty of other nutritious foods like fruits, veggies, and whole grains. Number 6. Fried foods. When you fry foods, you're basically dunking them into hot oil, right? Well, that oil gets absorbed into the food, and your body gets a hefty dose of fat. The liver has to work extra hard to process these fats, and if you're constantly bombarding it with fried foods, it's like asking your liver to pull an all-nighter every single day. Also, fried foods are often coated in batter or breadcrumbs, which might seem innocent enough, but they're packed with refined carbs. Remember our chat about white bread and pastries? Well, it's the same deal here. Those refined carbs spike your blood sugar levels, and when your liver can't keep up with the sugar rush, it starts converting it into, you guessed it, fat. And that's not all. When you cook starchy foods at high temperatures, something called acrylamide forms. It messes with your liver's detoxifying abilities, leading to oxidative stress and inflammation. So go for healthier cooking methods like baking, grilling, or air frying instead of deep frying everything. Number 7. Alcohol. When you toss back more drinks than your liver can process, the excess alcohol starts messing with your liver cells. These cells get overwhelmed and can't do their job properly. So instead of focusing on breaking down fat, your liver prioritizes processing the alcohol. This means that the fat starts building up in your liver instead of getting broken down like it should. Over time, this fat buildup can lead to a condition called fatty liver disease. Plus, alcohol can also mess with your body's insulin levels, which further makes it easier for fat to build up in your liver. There is a ton of research backing this up, too. One study published in the Journal of Hepatology found that even moderate alcohol consumption can contribute to fatty liver disease. So if you want to keep your liver in good shape, it's a good idea to cut back on the alcohol, or even better, skip it altogether. We've made it halfway through our list, and we sincerely hope you've enjoyed it so far. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, hit the like button, and ring the notification bell if you want to see more content like this. Let's move forward with the video. Number 8. Fast food. Fast food is full of saturated fats. Burgers dripping with grease, fries soaking in oil. You get the picture, right? Now, your liver's job is to deal with all the fat you consume. But when you bombard it with more fat than it can handle, your liver starts storing all that excess fat, and over time, it can lead to fatty liver disease. Fast food is also loaded with refined carbs. Think about those fluffy buns and crispy coatings. They're all refined carbs in disguise. They spike your blood sugar levels, and when your liver can't keep up, it starts converting that sugar into fat. And let's not forget about the additives and preservatives lurking in fast food. These chemicals put extra stress on your liver as it tries to detoxify your body. So the next time you're craving a quick bite, think about what it's doing to your liver. Maybe opt for a homemade meal instead, something that's not swimming in grease and loaded with refined carbs. Number 9. Instant noodles. Most instant noodles are made from refined flour, which means they've been stripped of their natural goodness during processing, so they have less fiber and fewer nutrients for your body to work with. When you cook these noodles, they turn into a starchy carb fest in your body. Now, here's where the trouble starts. Your body breaks down those starchy noodles into sugar pretty quickly. But if you're not burning off that sugar right away, your liver jumps into action and starts converting that sugar into fat. Also, instant noodles are often loaded with sodium and unhealthy additives to give them flavor and preserve them for eternity. Your liver has to deal with all that junk too, and it can get overwhelmed pretty quickly. So what's the solution? Well, it might be time to rethink your go-to snack choices. Opt for whole grain noodles, or whip up a homemade soup with lots of vegetables and lean protein. Number 10. Margarine and shortening. Margarine and shortening are often made from hydrogenated oils, which are like regular oils that have been pumped with hydrogen to make them solid at room temperature. Now, when you consume these hydrogenated oils, your body's like, what is this? Because they're not exactly natural. These hydrogenated oils can mess with your liver's ability to metabolize fats properly. They increase levels of bad cholesterol and even lead to inflammation in your liver, which is definitely not what you want. Plus, these hydrogenated oils are often loaded with trans fats, which are like the villains of the fat world. Trans fats raise your risk of heart disease and non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. So, while margarine and shortening might make your food taste good, they're not doing your liver any favors. Instead, go for healthier fats like olive or avocado oil when you can. And hey, if you're making some baked goods, try using alternatives like applesauce or mashed bananas to keep things moist without the need for margarine or shortening. Number 11, canned soups. Many canned soups are loaded with sodium to act as a preservative and enhance taste. Excessive sodium intake puts stress on your liver and contributes to inflammation, which is not what you want if you're trying to keep your liver happy and healthy. But that's not the only problem. Some soups use oils that are not so great for your liver, like soybean or other hydrogenated oils. These oils mess with your liver's fat metabolism, leading to a buildup of bad cholesterol and potentially contributing to fatty liver disease. Now let's talk about sugar. Yep, even savory soups can sneak in some added sugars to balance out the flavors. When your liver has to deal with excess sugar, it turns it into fat, which means more fat buildup in your liver. Now, you don't have to give up soup altogether. Just check labels and look for soups with lower sodium, healthier fats like olive oil, and minimal added sugars. Or you can make a big batch of homemade soup and totally control what goes in it. Number 12, energy bars. While energy bars are often marketed as healthy snacks, it's essential to look beyond the label. Many energy bars contain ingredients like sugars, refined carbs, unhealthy fats, and additives that can contribute to liver fat buildup over time. Even though they may provide a quick energy boost, the high sugar content can lead to spikes in blood sugar levels, causing your liver to convert the excess sugar into fat. Moreover, some energy bars include unhealthy fats, which disrupt your liver's fat metabolism and lead to further fat accumulation. And the preservatives and additives in these bars add extra stress to your liver. That said, not all energy bars are created equal. Some brands actually offer healthier options with natural ingredients like nuts, seeds, whole grains, and natural sweeteners. So pay attention to the ingredients list to ensure you are making the best choice for your liver health. Number 13, processed vegetable oils. These oils, like soybean or corn oil, undergo a lot of processing before they end up in your kitchen. During this process, they lose a lot of their natural goodness and end up packed with unhealthy fats. Now, when you consume these oils, your liver has to deal with them. It breaks them down, sure, but if you're overloading your system with these processed oils, your liver can get overwhelmed. It's like giving it more than it can handle. So instead of efficiently breaking down these fats, your liver starts storing them. Plus, these oils often contain high levels of omega-6 fatty acids, which, when consumed in excess, can promote inflammation in the body, including the liver. Inflammation in the liver is a big no when it comes to keeping it healthy. Now, these vegetable oils are sneaky. They show up in so many processed foods, from snacks to baked goods to salad dressings. So even if you're not pouring the oil straight from the bottle, you might still be getting more than you know. Number 14, red meat. While red meat can be a good source of protein and essential nutrients, consuming it excessively may pose risks to liver health. Red meat, especially when processed or cooked at high temperatures, contains compounds like heterocyclic amines, HCAs, and polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, PAHs, which are formed during cooking processes like grilling, frying, or broiling. These compounds mess with your liver, causing inflammation and stress that could lead to liver problems like NAFLD and even liver cancer. Stuff like bacon, sausages, and deli meats are the worst culprits. They're associated with an increased risk of insulin resistance and metabolic syndrome, both of which are risk factors for liver disease. So what's the solution? Don't ditch red meat altogether, just don't go overboard with it. Mix it up with other sources of protein like chicken, fish, tofu, beans, and nuts. Number 15, bottled fruit juices. So you know those fruit juices you grab from the store thinking they're super healthy? Well, turns out that the majority of them are packed with extra sugars and preservatives. These fruit juices undergo processing that removes fiber and other nutrients found in whole fruits, leaving behind concentrated sugars. Excessive consumption of these sugars contributes to insulin resistance, weight gain, and the development of non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, NAFLD, over time. And it's not just the sugar you have to worry about. Some of these juices are loaded with artificial junk to make them last longer and taste better. Your liver has to deal with all that junk, which can cause inflammation and mess with its job of keeping you healthy. To give your liver a break, go for freshly squeezed juices, or make your own at home. This way you get all the good stuff from the fruit without the added sugars or chemicals. Or hey, just snack on whole fruits. They contain fiber and other nutrients that your liver will thank you for. So there you have it! We have uncovered the sneaky culprits behind the fatty liver disease, from sugary sodas to processed meats and everything in between. It's all about making small changes that add up to big results. Whether swapping out processed foods for whole grains and veggies, opting for leaner cuts of meat, or ditching sugary drinks for healthier alternatives, every little step counts. Do you find this video informative or helpful? Let us know in the comments section below. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on my future videos. Don't forget to like and share. Stay healthy!